Hello and welcome to today's edition of Tea with the Duchess. And today the question is, can a woman have it all? And I've got this lovely lady in the studio with me today, and she is, I don't even know how to describe her because she does everything and she puts me to shame. She is an editor, she's a writer, she's also a qualified nurse. She's everything, and she's a mother. So let's welcome Faustina. Hello, Faustina. Welcome to Tea with the Duchess.
Hi, I'm glad to be here, and I appreciate coming. Yeah.
You see how I introduced you?
Yeah, I always tell people the talents are there, but I'm a very simple woman, and that's how I see myself. So I just put my head down and do what I have to do.
Wow. I'm looking at this lovely magazine that you have, you're an editor of and you've published. So tell us a little bit about how you've started off, because I know a lot of people watching will wonder, I want to get into the creative media. How do you go about doing that?
Yeah, from the one, since I know myself, let's say from 12, 13 years, I've always wanted to be a writer, to have my own magazine, have my own media. I've always admired opera, and I always look up to her and watch her programs and everything. So but being a Nigerian woman, growing up from home and everything, my parents, they want me to be a nurse and that everything. So I fought it, and that time I didn't want to do nursing and things. Not that nursing is not good, but it was never in my radar, So my mom pressurized me, and she wanted me to be a nurse. So I went on and did nursing and midwifery, then started working. But then I came to London, got married, and came to London, and and my husband, is into it. He wants to. He loves to be free. He is an engineer, but in his own mind as well, he wants to do something more creative. So, and he knows I have passion for writing and things. So he encouraged me, and just like that one day, I think 2012 January or so, I started blogging. That was the time I started my first blog, and that blog was for motivational things I wanted to talk about. So I called it Talking for Jesus. So but it is not like Bible thing, religious thing. It's just like things, the way I understand the Bible. So I put it in real life thing, not just like church thing. So at the time I realized that I had more things I wanted to say to the woman, the black woman. Excuse me. So I started my Black Woman blog. So as soon as I started my Black Woman blog, everywhere was flooded. People were calling me. They want me to showcase them. There were models, there were speakers, there were writers, there were black women doing a lot of things that wanted someone to talk for them and all that. So, so I was just busy doing that all the time. Then there is this, the Women for Africa and Africa Fashion Week. We are, coming on. They approached me. They wanted me to interview the organizers and things. So Women for Africa, they gave me press pass to come. Then I went there. When I went there that day, I interviewed a lot of people and got a lot of contacts. So I thought to myself, I don't think this blog is enough to really give credibility to people who are doing a lot of things. I need to do something more. Then I told my husband what I thought about it. So it was like a kick like that. So when I said that to him, he just jumped, just literally jumped up from the bed. He said, I've been thinking of this and how, but I didn't know how to come into it. Then we started brainstorming what to call the magazine. Initially, I wanted to call it, My Pearl Woman, something. We searched for names, and, there wasn't anything coming. So we sat back again. I said, but I don't want it to just be woman thing for now. Probably in future I could do something else for the black woman, separately. So we said, what are we going to do? There are a lot of magazines out there, so what will make our own different? So I said, okay, we have to make it a creative magazine, that brings in all the creativities, nothing frenzy. Like I tell people, it's not going to be just fashion thing focused. So it has to be creativity. So I sat down, designed the concept in my head, then put it down. I started looking for who would do the graphic design and things, and that was it. And
Wow.
here it is today.
Wow. And it's really, really good and very, high quality. So I must commend you on the good work you've done. And also, I know you are a writer.
Yes.
And you've written a children's book or some children's books. But you brought one. You brought one here for us today. So tell us about that. How do you get, like, I'm someone who I like writing, but sometimes I find that I'm writing and the inspiration is not coming, so I leave it. Yeah. So how do you actually get to the point whereby you starting it and then you finished it?
Okay, writing again has always been my thing. Like when I was about that 12, 13 years, that was the first time I wrote my first poem, and that poem was published in 3 magazines in Nigeria. Wow. The one college journal and university journal and the cathedral as well. So, and I think Imo newspaper or something, Imo State newspaper, they published it as well. So what happens to me is this: anytime I say, people just laugh. If I would just be sleeping and the things come into my head. Wow. So what I do, I get up and write it down. Initially, I wasn't doing that, but my mom told me, anytime that comes in, just get up and write it. So even if there is no light, like back home, when there's, when there's no light, I make sure there's a paper beside my bed and there's a pen. So even in the dark, I'll just scribble something down. So when I wake up, I'll remember. Because if I don't, and I wake up in the morning, all will be gone. I won't, get it again. So, so I have series of stories, children's and poem and things that I've written, that are there. But this is the first one I've published. I haven't really got the opportunity to do those, because from home, it was just the nursing nurse. I had to, put my head down, pass the nursing, get a job, and life started going. So I didn't really take it seriously until now. So I said, okay, let me publish this one. And this is a series which came to had a horrible day. It's a series. This is the first of the series. Okay. Then apart from that one, I have another 4 children's stories that are already finished, but they've not been published. So at any moment they will come out. Then my poems, I have more than 30 poems already that are down. So I'm compiling them, trying to make them into, so because each of them have its focus. So I want to have a particular, bring all of the ones that are in a particular sequence, so that they can come into a particular book like that. But most of my stories in the poems usually about my passion, about my growing up, about anything that my opinion about the world and life and things. Then, and I do have a lot of quotes as well, that my own original quotes. So I even have a blog page for it where I put them, all of them, and people comment and all that. So wow. Just leave you by that.
I'm actually amazed. I'm in awe. And I also know that you've got a family. How do you combine all these things?
Yeah, I just see that being a woman, I do tell myself, being a woman, is one thing. Then another thing is living your life as a human, instead of woman, thing. But I'm very lucky to have the kind of husband I have, who is, he doesn't bring in those, how will I put it now?
The traditional African attitude.
Man, woman thing. My husband is, he's just an exceptional man that like today now, he has to be with the children, do everything. Once he knows I have something important I want to do and I'm on it, he gives me the time to do my own thing, and he does his own thing. So in my house, there is nothing like this is the woman, this is the man when it comes to doing the house, jobs and things. So when he's there, he does it. When I'm there, I do it. And since the magazine, because most of the bulk of the work is usually on my head, both from online editing, doing the web design and things. So I focus more on them. Then But during school times when he's not around, I have to do the school runs.
Yeah.
And because my first daughter is 6 now, then I have 4 years old, and the last one is 2.
Wow.
So my hands are always full. So sometimes I'm carrying the last one and doing my thing on the computer or something.
Yeah.
So it's just but most times I work in the night.
Okay.
That's when I really relax to work. Usually I work from once they are back from school. I finish the family thing, giving them food, reading with them, putting them on the bed and all that. Then from that time till whenever my head says go to bed, which sometimes it doesn't. Because sometimes I'll be on till maybe 5 a.m. Usually by 5 a.m. it gets to me. If I don't lie down by 5 a.m. to at least close my eyes, that day will just be messed up because I'll be having headache all through. So by 5 a.m. I must lie down. Then 6:30 or 7, I just wake up and get them ready for school.
Wow.
My day starts again.
Wow, you're a superwoman. So, a lot of people have this notion that a woman cannot have it all, that she either has to focus on her career or she has to, focus on her family. So what would you advise anybody who wants to pursue a career and also has a family?
Yeah, I have this my most popular thing that I do tell people: the only way to see up is by looking up. So if you don't look up, there's no way you're gonna see up. You might see it from the mirror, but you're not seeing up. What you're seeing is a reflection of up. So being a woman doesn't stop one from living the life she is created to be. She's created to live. But the first thing is this: if you have to get married as a woman and still have your career, you have to check who you're getting married to. Don't be carried away, by the things, like
6 packs.
You need to know what you want. Some people want a made man, or they want, like if a man is arrogant and if a man is so selfish and so proud or full of himself, there's no point going there because there's no room for you there. If you still have to have your career, because he's not ready to come down and think with you or work with you. He's just there for himself. So you have to go. For me, I went for a man who knows himself and understands the importance of the next person being herself. So I think that's the first thing. Then the second thing is you have to be humble. Humility is everything, and because if you're not humble, you're proud or arrogant or something, there's no way you're going to be able to cope with the pressure, because sometimes there are some pressures that come from all those kind of things that you need to calm down and if you need to beg, if you need to say please, if you need to, you need to really put your head down if you want to have it all, because it's possible to have it all. Yeah, I tell people again. I say to people, see, I tell people, I treat myself like I'm great because I know I'm great. Yeah. Because I was created to be great. So everybody has to, if you have that mindset that you're great, and just you go for it, and that's it. You know what you want, and you go for it, and you make sure that your partner, whoever you're with, your children, everybody around you knows that this is what you want, and you know what they want, and give it to them, and everybody's happy. Yeah.
Wow. Right. I'm just gonna say something probably you'll find ridiculous. I was reading this article and they were talking about writers and natural hair. I don't know whether you've seen that. And they were wondering, why is it that all writers, like African writers, female African writers, all have natural hair? Is it a coincidence? Is it the fact that they can't afford to do something else with their hair, or is it a state of awareness? What do you think?
On my own case, first of all, when I was in school of nursing, they used to call me tomboy because my hair has always been like this. I like to go with my baseball cap and my sneakers, trousers, t-shirt. That's the way I just behave, and because I used to do sports in school. I represented my school and everything. I do sprint races and long jump. So I was I always like my hair short. Then as I started growing up, my mom was like, she has very much influence on me. My mom was like, you need to do your hair so you get married. So we fought and fought. And he said, you need to, because when you don't do that, you look like a small girl. Nobody's gonna marry you. This. That. So finally, I said, okay, for you, I did my hair. Then again, I got married, and my husband, he doesn't really bother himself with anything. So I told him I want to go natural. He said, fine. And now I'm enjoying it because most times I don't even have time to be running up and down looking for what to do to my hair. Sometimes I just put cream on my hair and rub it,
and you're good to go.
I just go my way. So because I'm very busy now with children, everything. Sometimes I have to go and do the 3 girls their own hair, then add my own time again, do my own hair. That'll be the whole week, so gone, and I don't have that time.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you for coming. Unfortunately, we're at the end of our interview.
Yeah, it's not unfortunate. It's a fortunate thing that I came because it's a good thing to be around people who are good, doing good things as well. So I'm very, very glad that at least Duchess TV found me worthy to be here.
And I'm admiring you, so we're admiring each other.
Yeah, thanks so much. Bye.
So, before we go, can you tell us where people can find information about you? You talked about your blogs. Can you tell us the website?
Okay. For the magazine, C.Hub magazine, we have the www.chubmagazine.com, or we have the blog, C.Hub magazine blog, blogspot.com. We have chubblog.wordpress.com. Then we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, and for my Black Woman blog, we have is mypearlwoman.blogspot.com. Then we have the fonte.com. Then I'm creating the PR thing for to focus on the Black women that have their businesses and they want to create a brand. So we're trying to work with all these women because some of them are so busy with children as well, just like myself, and sometimes they don't have time running around and doing press releases and all that. So, and majority of us as well don't even know how to approach the media. So that's what I've just found out since I started doing the magazine. So I'm trying to help our community to understand how the media works. So that because the first time I went for a seminar that I was talking, some people the questions were like, why are the mainstream media not, picking on them and everything? But because most of us don't know how to present our things to the media, because they are very busy people. You can't just send anyhow email to them and expect them to go and find out the details. So you need to give them all the necessary details that they know if it's worthy of their time, going to look for you or things like that. So my Black Woman PR thing, which I call MBW PR, that one is found on my fonte.com /my MBW, and we're having an event in August, on the 24th of August at UCL. It's a free event, but everyone has to register so that we can control the crowd as well. It's on www.mbwevent.eventbrite.co.uk.
Okay. Yeah. No problem. We're gonna try and put all that information up so that whoever is watching will be able to. It's a lot of things because I'm thinking. Exactly.
One thing I do. Once you get one, it will link you up to all
the other ones.
Yeah, so that's the trick. So if you get www.chubmagazine.com, once you get there, it links you
up to it
everywhere.
Okay.
Or you find me on Twitter at Fonte.
Yeah.
I'm live on Twitter every minute.
That's a good one. All right. Thank you very much for your time. All right. You heard it. A woman can have it all. And whatever you're doing, Stay blessed, and don't forget to keep watching us on www.duchesstv.com, and also you'll find pictures of today's show and other shows on www.brianwood.com. Thank you and stay blessed. Bye.